What's up, family? Man, years ago, my little daughter, she's not little no more. She's 18 years old and in college. When she was a little girl, she had this thing about her, that she had to be heard. She was going to be heard, even if it meant she was going to get her ass beat. She had to have the last word, you know what I mean? And because she was the baby girl, she was the youngest of my 7 kids, she had this thing that she just has this old soul, you know what I mean? She was the baby, and my oldest was like 14 years older than her, right? And so my oldest is 32, my baby's 18, right? And so, but she always act like she was the oldest. It was always bossy and just trying to give out orders and commands and all this other stuff, right? And one thing about her was that she would always just, and I could see it now, so I'm smiling because I could just see Jay doing this. Man, she would put her left hand on her hip. Man, she would get in her little stance. She'd throw up her hand, you know what I mean? Like she's just giving you the hand, you know what I mean? But she's cranking her neck and all that other shit, right? And it's stupid shit she would do with her brothers, right? And it would just piss them off. And I used to sit there and think, man, somebody gonna slap the shit out this little heifer, you know what I mean? Somebody gonna slap the shit out this wench. And I don't even know what wench means, this is one of the words that I grew up hearing as a kid. My sisters was called a wench, a hussy, a heifer, you know what I mean? And so, I'm sitting there thinking, looking at my daughters like, oh, ain't no way in hell I would tolerate this shit. You know what I mean? And it's like, but her brothers, man, that was their little baby sister, you know what I mean? But she'd always just give them a hand, just, roll her eyes and crank her neck around, you know what I mean? And when she was telling me, man, I'm done. I'm done. Shut the fuck up. I'm not listening to your bullshit no more. And that's what she was saying. You know what I mean? I'm not listening to you. I'm not entertaining your bullshit. I'm not entertaining what you're saying. I don't care. It don't matter. I'm not listening. I'm not listening. And so one day she was fucked up and I was telling her something and she lost it. You know what I mean? I don't know what the fuck she was on that moment, but she did to me. And I was like, what the fuck? And she caught herself, right? And she's like, I'm sorry, daddy. I'm sorry, daddy. I was like, all right, don't get your ass beat. You know what I mean? Don't get fucked up. Why am I sharing the story? Because sometimes God's gonna give us the fucking hand. You know what I mean? Sometimes God gets sick and tired of the bullshit and he's just gonna give you the fucking hand. And the things that you say is talk to the hand, talk to the hand, talk to the hand. Why? Because I'm not listening to this bullshit. We don't went through so much. One thing that I learned God had to deal with me on is that, man, I didn't realize how toxic I was. I didn't realize how fucked up I was. You know what I mean? Stay with me. I'm going somewhere. And so I grew up in this toxic ass house, toxic ass childhood. You know what I mean? But that was so normal for me. I didn't know that it was toxic because shit was fucked up every day. You know what I mean? Every day this shit was wrong. It was bad. You know what I mean? And so it was just normal. I thought that was just normal living. And so as I started getting older, man, I took on this victim mentality. I took on this me against the world mentality. Man, I'm going to make a video. It's coming out pretty soon. Me against the world. You know what I mean? Me against the world. That was my mentality. You know what I mean? From the time I was a little kid, me against the world. And some of us, and so many of us, that's our mentality. We resonate with that song that Tupac came out with, Me Against the World. You know what I mean? And so I'm going to make a video on that later. And so I'm going through all this shit and I'm complaining and I'm talking to God and I'm praying to God and whoop. And I wasn't hearing from God. You know what I mean? And one of the things that I had to learn, the hard way is, it's something that I do now. You know what I mean? I'm not arguing with you as a grown ass person. I'm not getting in no fucking debates with you. I'm gonna say what the fuck I gotta say after we've had the conversation. I see it ain't going nowhere. I see that you closed minded. I see you ain't trying to listen to some shit, to some rational thinking and thinking outside the fucking box. You stuck in your stupid ass bullshit. I'm done. You know what I mean? I'm fucking done. You know what I mean? I'm not going to give you the fucking hand, but my fucking silent treatment going to give you the fucking hand. And I'm going to tell you, I'm done. You keep talking all you fucking want to, because it's a free world. But I'm not entertaining your bullshit anymore. You keep talking if you want to, but I'm going on somewhere else. I'm not dealing with this low vibration bullshit. And that's something that I had to learn from God. You know what I mean? Because I'm crying out to God, pleading with God, praying, fasting, doing all the stuff that they told me to do in church, right? But God still ain't answering me. God still ain't entertaining my bullshit. And I didn't know that it was bullshit at the time. I'm just crying out to God. God, why me? God, help me. God, give me. Always with my fucking hands out. God, I need. God, what do you do? And I'm saying all this bullshit to God, and God ain't answering. But they told me as a kid, man, all you got to do is just cry out to God, and God will hear your plea. Cry out to God, and you have not because you ask not. Knock and it shall be open unto you. Seek and you shall find. I'm crying out to God. I'm banging on the fucking door. God, open up the door. God, open up the door. It's me. God, I'm asking, ain't shit changing. I'm knocking, ain't shit opening up for me. Right? And so I'm twisted. I'm confused by this shit. And so I'm thinking, man, I gotta cry out louder. I gotta pray longer. Cause my prayer ain't long enough. My prayer ain't loud enough. And God is like, motherfucker, I heard you the first time. Motherfucker, I'm not deaf. I'm just not entertaining your bullshit no more. I'm just not getting on your fucking low frequency no more. I'm just not dealing with your petty ass drama no more. I told you what the fuck to do. You don't want to fucking listen. For whatever reason, you think you got this shit figured out. For whatever reason, you think you know every fucking thing. So figure the shit out on your fucking own. I'm tired of you coming to me with this bullshit. I'm not even going to respond to your ass no more. You going to cry, you can plead, you can snot, you can beg, you can fall out on the floor, do all this shit you want to do. I'm not listening to your bullshit no fucking more. And so I'm like, God, well, why are you so mean to me? What did I do to deserve this? And I'm just pleading and begging with God. And God is like, raise your fucking frequency. I don't give a fuck about the shit you talking about. I don't give a fuck about all the you doing. Raise your fucking frequency. You want me to lower my frequency to come get on your petty ass fucking frequency? I'm God Almighty. I'm everywhere all the time and all knowing. And you want me to come down to where you at and get on your fucking frequency because your petty ass don't want to raise your fucking frequency. Because you mad and you own one. And you think that because you mad and you own one, I'm going to kiss your fucking ass. You think because you needing some shit right now or you going through hell right now, you catching it right now. So I got to come down to where you at and see about you. No, motherfucker, this is not how this works. I'm not raising no spoiled ass fucking brats. Grow the fuck up. Raise your fucking frequency. It ain't about you crying out to God. It ain't about you pleading. God know what you fucking need before you even ask him. God know what you're going through before you fucking ask him or before you tell him. He knew you was going to go through that shit. Because your ass don't fucking listen. Because your ass think you got this shit figured out. So he's allowing you to go through this shit and he's done took his hands off of you. He done, man, fuck you. Hey, you know what I mean? Fuck you. Do you. I've never steered you wrong. I've never told you to do anything wrong. But I'm telling you to do this shit right here, and you don't want to fucking do it. You don't think that you should have to do this right here. You don't think that you should have to let this shit go right here. You don't think you should stop sleeping with this married motherfucker right here. You don't think you should have to stop stealing from over here. You don't think you should have to stop doing da-da-da-da. You don't think you should have to stop doing da-da-da. But you keep expecting me to come down there and see about you and get on your fucking frequency. I'm perfect. But you think I'm supposed to come down and get on your fucking low vibration. You sit your motherfucking ignorant ass right there and keep crying and keep begging and keep pleading and giving all your tithes and money to the church, and ain't fucking shit gonna happen for you in your life until you change your fucking frequency. Case closed. End the conversation. I'm not doing this with you. I'm not doing this with you. When you were younger, you didn't know no fucking better. You old now. You 20-something years old. You know better than this. And many of us, we in our 40s and 50s. And you motherfuckers know better. But because we're so used to screaming and crying and getting what the fuck we want. We so used to just pouting and just getting our fucking way. Why? Motherfuckers just want us to shut the fuck up. So they just give you whatever it is that you was wanting in the first place. But that's not how God is. God don't give a fuck about you screaming. God don't give a fuck about you puffing up your chest. God don't give a fuck about you pouting and you mumbling under your fucking breath. I remember in my household growing up as a kid, you couldn't do no shit like that. You know what I mean? You better not think you could mumble under your fucking breath. You was going to get slapped into the middle of next week quick. You better not just roll your eyes towards the doors. As looking, we couldn't go, we couldn't do no shit like that. You little badass motherfuckers now, this generation now, y'all motherfuckers get away with way too fucking much. Y'all get away with way too fucking much. When I was a fucking kid, we couldn't say, man, shoot. We couldn't do shit like that. The adults were slapping the dog shit out of our asses. And y'all can say, oh, that's abuse. No, it taught us to fucking respect. It taught us fucking boundaries. You little motherfuckers just running around doing what the fuck you want to do, saying anything and everything to anybody. No fucking respect for authority. No fucking respect for your fucking elders. Oh, it is what it is. This is Grown Folk Channel. And some of you ain't gonna like it. Now, I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? I don't care. Just because you don't like it don't mean it ain't true. I'm 52 years old. I ain't kissing nobody's ass. I don't give a fuck who you are. And so, God had to show me. I'm gonna go silent mode. I'm gonna put your ass on fucking mute. You could do all the yak you want to. You could jump, shout, scream, speak in tongues, run around the church, fall down, be laid out. You can do all the shit you want to do, but your ass is on fucking mute. I'm not listening to shit you say. It comes across to God as womp, 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 womp. All the yak you talking, all the and you jumping up and down and laying hands on, it's coming across as womp, 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 womp. That's all God hears. Womp, 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 womp. And you sitting there singing, man, I'm going to make a joyful noise unto the Lord. Oh, and we singing and we doing all this shit. And God ain't entertaining the bullshit. God ain't listening to the bullshit. God don't give a fuck about the bullshit. He don't put your ass on fucking mute. And you too ignorant to know that you've been muted. You singing and speaking in tongues and screaming and shouting and praying and crying and all the bullshit you doing. And God got your ass on mute. Why? Because your frequency is fucked up. You're on the wrong vibration. That's why the Bible says, they that worship God must worship him in spirit and in truth, because it's a spiritual thing. It's a frequency thing. You got to be on the right frequency. Just because you got on a $5,000 suit, some nice shoes or whatever the case may be, and you in church and you pimped the fuck out and you just laid out, right? Just dressed. God don't give a fuck. God ain't impressed with the bullshit. You roll up in your fucking Lamborghini and shit. God don't give a fuck. God ain't impressed with that shit. You pull out your checkbook and write your tithes and just, I just gave $5,000 to the Lord. I just gave $25,000 to the Lord. Here, pastor, let me bless you. Here's $50,000 for your church. God don't give a fuck. God don't need your raggedy ass fucking money. That's what he don't need. You sitting here mad at God, waiting for your blessings. You sitting here mad at God. Everybody getting blessed but me. Everybody getting a husband but me. Everybody getting a wife but me. Everybody got a business but me. Everybody got a house but me. Everybody got a car but me. Everybody got kids but me. Everybody got money but me. And all this bullshit you spewing because God ain't fucking listening to you. God don't give a fuck what you talking about. God's muted your ass. And he's not going to entertain you until you get on the right frequency. Until you humble yourself and learn how to come before God. Learn how to present yourself. And see, excuse me. And when you present yourself to God, it ain't about, oh, dear Heavenly Father, I come before you, humbly bowed my head down. Lord God, you're God of gods. You're the King of kings. God don't need you telling him this shit. He know who the fuck he is. He don't need your fucking affirmations. He don't need you validating him. You're not impressing him with your fucking words. Man, we got to grow the fuck up. How do you get connected to God? Man, it's just a frequency thing. Man, it's just me saying, okay, man, I got to let go of this negativity. I got to let go of this bullshit. I got to let go of this drama. Let me think of something loving. Let me think of something beautiful. Let me think of something that I'm grateful for. Let me think about nature and all its splendor. Let me think about all the stuff that God's already done for me. Let me give God thanks for my life, my health, and my strength. Let me give God thanks that my kids ain't locked up in a pen. Let me give God thanks that I do have this. I may not have everything I want, but I have this, and I'm grateful for it because I remember a time when I didn't even have this. I may not have all the food I want, but I remember times when I wasn't sure I was going to have somewhere to stay. As a little kid, and it's a true story, I was about 5, 6 years old, and we were poor. I mean, dirt poor. And I was hungry this night, and in my logic, in my mind, man, I could hear my stomach growling. You know, y'all get hungry, and it's like some people say, man, my stomach touching my back. You know what I mean? Because I'm so fucking hungry. I'm like malnourished, and you know what I mean? I'm starving. Man, my stomach was just grumbling and just going on, right? And so, I got up, balled up some pieces of paper, white paper, and started eating the paper. True story. I started eating paper because I just need to get something on my stomach. I just need to eat something. We ain't got no food here, but I need to eat something so that the hunger pains could go away, so that my stomach would stop growling. I don't know what made me eat fucking paper. I was fucking hungry. And when you get hungry and desperate, you do desperate shit. I'm said again. When you get desperate, you start doing desperate shit. And God had to show me, Elijah, I'll provide for you. But I'm not going to raise a fucking generation of crybabies. You're going to be a soldier. You're going to be a warrior. And I can't have you running around acting like a fucking punk. I can't have you running around acting like a fucking sissy. I can't have you running around acting like a fucking crybaby because everything ain't going your fucking way. I have to teach you how to be a warrior. Why? Because once you get into battle, you can't be like, oh, time out. I need a break. Oh, God. No. When the shit get hard, you can't turn around and fuck it, I quit. I can't do this. This is too much. And and woo-doo-doo. No, I'm done. No, I'm going back home. Fuck you, Uncle Sam. Fuck you, Iraq. Fuck you, Afghanistan. Fuck you, whatever we at. Take my ass fucking home. I'll go to the fucking brig, wherever I gotta go. But I'm getting the fuck up out of here. And when I look at a lot of us, most of us ain't battle tested. What I mean, most of us, we ain't validated. We fucking crybabies. We fucking sissies. We straight punks. We want to sit here and we'll go through some stuff. And instead of us growing through it, we'll sit there and start slamming fucking dope because we don't know how to deal with the fucking stress. We'll start slamming dope and slamming alcohol because we don't know how to deal with the fucking stress. We'll start running around and fucking anything we can because that's our fucking distraction. That's our fucking addiction. Man, I gotta get some pussy. I gotta get some head. I gotta go eat some pussy. I gotta do this, whatever. I gotta just eat. Let me go eat. Let me stuff myself. That's my comfort thing. That's my comfort feature, is to sit there and gourd out on some fucking food. Some of us, man, we work hard. Man, I'm gonna go to the gym and I'm gonna pump this iron because that's my relief. And exercising is good, but it should never be your fucking escape. And a lot of us use the gym as a fucking escape, dealing with some real shit. Just like we use food as a fucking escape. Just like we use the TV as a fucking escape. Just like we use our cell phone and social media as a fucking escape. And God has said, I'm done with you motherfuckers. You don't want to listen. You're not battle tested. You went through a little something, but then you just sat your ass down and gave the fuck up. You sat down and started crying and screaming and expecting me to take you out this shit when your ass has to grow through it. But you don't want to grow through it. You don't even want to go through it. So you sit there and start begging and pleading me to stop this and to take this away and take this. No, motherfucker, you grow through it. That's how the shit changes. That's how you change your fucking circumstances. You grow through it. You hate having money problems? Well, grow through the shit. Grow the fuck up. Stop spending more than what you fucking got. Oh, you hate having money problems? Stop buying stupid, useless shit. Oh, you got money problems and you ain't got enough? Stop trying to impress motherfuckers with the shit you buy. Stop trying to spend $400 on a fucking wig. $300 on a fucking purse. $300 on some fucking Jordans. Stop doing stupid shit. Grow through it. God ain't gonna just buy out, here's $1 million for your ass, and you can't handle $5. How the fuck does that work? So a lot of times, guys, just gonna put your ass on mute. And you're gonna stay on mute till you grow the fuck up. It don't matter how loud you pray. It don't matter how loud you beg and scream and plead with God and all the fucking deals you try to make with God. God ain't entertaining that shit. You're going to have to grow the fuck up. You're going to have to grow the fuck up. And that's hard to hear. God ain't bailing your ass out until you get on the right frequency. And then when you get on the right frequency, you'll realize that, man, I don't have to be bailed out. Why? Because you understand the lesson and you receive the blessing. And then you realize, man, things are always working out for me. But in order for things to always be working out for me, I got to be on the right frequency. I got to be on that God frequency. Source, universal, most high, whatever. I got to be on the right frequency. I can't be down here low vibing and all this bullshit, full of drama and trauma and pain and suffering and complaining and negativity and expecting shit to just always work out for me, because that's not how it works. You have to be on the right frequency. You have to grow the fuck up. Man. That was a hard lesson for me to learn. God wasn't impressed with what I was saying. God wasn't impressed or moved by what I was doing. I had to get on the right frequency. I had to humble myself. I had to stop complaining. I had to stop being bitter and angry and look for the lesson. Because in every situation, in every circumstance, there's a lesson to be learned. There's a lesson to be learned. And once you learn the lesson, you'll receive the blessing. Man, family, thank you for being here with me. Thank you for being part of this tribe. Namaste. The God in me sees, recognizes, acknowledges, and cherishes the God in you. Happy healing. Peace.